Hey YouTube, my name is Eve the Weave. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to show y'all a little bit of what happened today and last night in the Bronx. Today was a news conference on Fordham Road in the Bronx with Ruben Diaz and his father, Ruben Sr. Diaz. And they were cleaning up Fordham today after all the tragic things that happened on Fordham Road in the Bronx last night. Let's look at News Channel 12 in the Bronx, and I'm going to show you a little bit of what I recorded.
Afternoon with a very strong message. News 12's Amanda Bossert at the corner of Fordham Road and the Grand Concourse with those details for us now. Amanda.
Well, Kurt, the Bronx Borough president started his remarks this afternoon by saying that last night was tough. Last night was rough here in the Bronx, and I want to give you a look at just one example of the widespread destruction this neighborhood saw. The glass doors of this TD Bank completely shattered, now boarded up with plywood. In fact, they just were working on doing that just a few moments ago. The message
this is now in the Bronx on Fordham Road after Ruben Diaz and them helped clean up this morning.
Protest, but that what happened here last night was anything but peaceful.
We're here to say that what happened here tonight was a direct assault on what we are trying to accomplish.
Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. standing in solidarity with elected officials.
This is the press conference that happened this morning
support to those
on Fordham Road.
Injustice, while denouncing the destruction.
This is what happened last night.
Of Fordham last night.
This here at Fordham Road, this is a great story of urban revitalization. We've been working too hard. We've been working too long. We've all been working together.
I was around in 1977 when we had those looting and stuff from that blackout. It took decades for the Bronx to come back. Why would you want to set us back again?
Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark says her office is in the process of evaluating cases stemming from arrests made last night. The Speaker of the New York State Assembly says he's returning to Albany next week in hopes of achieving legislative change.
I don't want to speak to any specific bill at this point because we're still in discussions. Of course, it's consideration around 58, racial profiling, to give a couple of examples.
Now, the Bronx Borough president saying that what happened here last night was entirely unpredictable, that there were no planned protests or demonstrations. But as a result, as you can see, there's already a police presence here this evening, and there will be an even bigger one throughout the night, not only here in Fordham, but all across the Bronx. Of course, the hope here is that those officers won't have to curb any violence. Reporting from Fordham, Amanda Bossert, News 12. Kurt?
Amanda, thank you so much. Meanwhile, one of the local officials in attendance at that event was Representative Elliot Engel. The congressman caught by our microphone saying something that could be damaging.
Now, what I'm about to show you, remember when I told y'all this morning, Ruben Diaz and his father was out there. They was all helping clean up with like a little committee from Fordham Road in the Bronx. That's not too far from where I live at. I can look out my window and I can see Fordham Road clearly. And it was horrible, but let me show you the flip side of all this. I'm going to go back and forth. But what they're about to show you is that somebody that's just running for the office, he's running for re-election. Ruben Diaz and them was all having their chance to speak. Everybody wasn't able to speak. He wanted to get a chance to speak on the microphone. He got caught saying some things on the microphone. I want y'all to listen very clearly, and then I'm going to rewind it back and then play it again.
Damaging to his re-election hopes. In just 3 weeks, Representative Elliot Engel faces several challengers looking to unseat him in Congress, representing New York's 16th congressional district in both the Bronx and Westchester. This afternoon, the congressman asked Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. if he could speak at a press conference addressing the night of looting and racial unrest in the Bronx.
Why that baby always screaming when I want to record something? Let me pause it. Let me show y'all something. Now, the bald-headed guy is Ruben Diaz Jr. This is Ruben Diaz Sr. This is the young man that's speaking to him. See, with people having these masks on, he figured that nobody was being that we wasn't able to read his lips. he didn't realize we was able to still hear him because he had the mask on. Now listen to what he's saying. If I didn't have a primary, I wouldn't care, is what he said. Basically saying if he wasn't running for re-election, he wouldn't even be out here speaking in the Bronx today. You understand what I'm saying? You talking about doing things for clout? There's a lot of other things that I'm going to show y'all, because I was just watching TMZ and they was just showing a lady. I'm going to show y'all in a minute. But this right here, he didn't think that we can read his fucking lips, which we can't read his lips because of the cloth from the COVID. But, sweetie, we can hear you. And he didn't thought he can be heard. If
the video immediately making its way to social media.
Let me rewind it back.
From everyone.
Let me rewind it back, because I couldn't believe it when he said it, because I watched this news conference in real time.
Night of looting.
I couldn't believe he said it. I said, no, he didn't say it. Please let him catch him saying it.
And it's just too many folks here. Say that again? Don't do that. We're not going to do this. We're not going to publicize. Everybody has fun. I'm sorry.
The video immediately making its way to social media, garnering responses from everyone from public advocate Jumaane Williams to one of his rivals in the upcoming primary, Jamal Bowman, who tweeted, "This is so..."
Now, let me just say this. There are a lot of people out here doing things for clout. There are a lot of people out here going into other neighborhoods, driving from one neighborhood to the next to mess up their neighborhoods. But yet, they're not messing up their own. Now, a news lady, I'm going to show you in a few minutes, she was doing a press conference. Well, she wasn't doing a press conference, but she was out there talking about the jewelry store and everything that has been robbed. And people are coming out of this Boost Mobile store with bags and whatever. You don't know what's in those bags. They're coming out of the Boost Mobile. She asked them, do y'all live around here? They said no. She said, where y'all from? They said Jersey. And I said, no, maybe they not from Jersey. Let me look at their license plate. It was a paper plate. A paper plate. Hold on 1 minute. Before I get off that subject, the young man, the guy that wanted to speak, Engels, who was running for re-election, this is his statement. Basically. But what his statement's saying and what he did at that moment, we talking about a real cause. Police officer was ran over by another car in the Bronx. Somebody was shot in the back of the head. We're talking about real things, and all he basically is saying is, if it wasn't for re-election or whatever, I wouldn't be out here. So Ruben Diaz Jr. told him, like, everybody is out here. Everybody is not getting to speak. Ruben Diaz let the lady from the glasses. She sells the glasses at the Optical. He let her speak because she was out there crying this morning because her business was trash. He only let a couple of people speak. It's all right to be, you don't have to be always heard all the time because it's re-election. All this social media going on, and all of a sudden, because things are happening on Fordham Road. Where was you at last night when they was vandalizing Fordham Road? Now all of a sudden Ruben Diaz Jr. and his people are out there and they cleaning up and they doing a press conference. You want to come and steal that moment and talk about what? We're talking about what's going on in the moment. Yes, the Bronx has re-election on our side. New York City is coming up on their primary and re-elections and everything on the 23rd of June. Other states tonight and other states tonight have election night. It's not your time right now to be talking and always wanting to be in the front. You have your own social media platform. Why you can't go speak on that? But why did you have to come early in the morning while they was cleaning up? You came to give you to say your little 1, 2, 1, 2 and keep it pushing, and that's the problem. There are a lot of people out here looking for clout right now, and it's sad because this statement, I'm not going to even read it because it don't matter. I seen in real time what he was doing. I don't need to read a statement that he realized he got caught. So this is what he want to put out hours later.
This is not the way, y'all.
Emotions high.
This is our neighborhood.
Everybody need to help each other. This is not it.
The pain raw.
This is the lady that I was talking about that was crying.
After dozens of businesses along
sad.
Avenue were ransacked by looters. Who even
Look, still coming out. Still coming out. Still stealing.
Walk by and pick up whatever they want.
Right. Look at them. These are the girls that I was talking about.
Mobile store.
Are you guys from the Bronx? No.
Look. They from Jersey. Look at they plate as they turn. Look.
This liquor.
Y'all didn't see that. It moved so fast. She was moving so fast. Now, look at the car in the front. It don't have no plates. Boom. It's a white plate there. You don't see it in the visual, but if you can look real close, it's numbers there. It's a plate there.
This liquor store left in shambles. The Bronx Optical Center practically gutted.
The community's already struggling as it is. This is a setback.
They was out there with Ruben
People are
Diaz this morning, this young lady
getting
crying.
hurt, and no one is making a difference.
While some say they understand.
How can you be mad? That cop wasn't mad when he sat on that man's neck. How can you be mad?
Others cannot.
I'm upset too, but I'm not looting. I'm not robbing. This is not looting. This is where we live. This is sad. I'm sad.
In the Mount Hope section of the Bronx,
Sad day in the Bronx.
Katie Lusso, News 12.
Look at them how they coming out.
Katie, thank you. Meanwhile, over in Brooklyn, a 7-Eleven in Canarsie also broken into early this morning, all while the citywide curfew was in effect. And there's video showing it all go down. Police at the store this morning investigating, and News 12's Emily Lorsch tells us more.
Around 1 in the morning, 3 people broke into the 7-Eleven.
This is
and
Brooklyn.
It was all caught on camera. They first canvassed the area, left, and then came back and used a hammer to break through the glass door. As you can see, they pushed through the crates that were blocking the entrance, and it appears one person went behind the counter and took cigarettes. Police today investigating, the evidence collection team dusting those crates and cigarette boxes for fingerprints. The owner did not want to speak with us on camera, but he tells me he was in his office in the back while this happened. He says he didn't hear anything, but noticed the damage when he came out of his office around 2 in the morning. The owner tells me 7-Eleven's not only going to board up this store this evening, but they're going to board up the entire store to protect the glass and prevent any break-ins from occurring tonight. In Canarsie, Brooklyn, Emily Lorsch, News 12.
All right, Emily, thank you. And after that path of destruction was left in the Fordham section of the Bronx after a night of looting, the community is now coming together to help their neighborhood. Let's go back out to Fordham right now to News 12's Anthony Carlo. He's got the latest for us.
This is live
What can you tell us about
from
what's going
Fordham
on?
Road in the Bronx.
That's
Right now, in real time.
Well, just a little earlier, this section here was packed with volunteers.
This
who
is
were out
after
here
the Ruben
to help
Diaz
this community.